Hi, everyone. Welcome to Seesaw Basics. My name is Sarah Smith. I work at Black River Middle School. I've been using Seesaw for a number of years now. I am what's called a Seesaw ambassador. So, what does that mean? It basically means I take training every year to kind of learn the new things that are coming out in Seesaw. Okay. I'm also kind of like, I guess, obligated to help out when I can from another Seesaw user. Now, there are new levels in Seesaw, which is pretty cool. So, if you are new to Seesaw, you would basically go into a pioneer program, which you can actually get training on how to do basics for Seesaw as well. And after a while, you've been using from Seesaw, sorry, it's a lot of S's. You will be able to be asked by Seesaw to become an ambassador, okay, and take a program to be able to. So that's a little bit behind me and what I do. Let's get into what we're going to do into this PD. Now, as you can see, what we're going to be doing today, this is just the basics, is to get an idea of what Seesaw is and how easy it is to actually navigate. And one thing my students say about this program, it's so simple. It is kids are able to navigate it. It is user friendly. Okay. Now, Seesaw as itself can stand as its own program. All right. So let's say you have very, very young students and they can't navigate Google Classroom. That's okay because you can use Seesaw on its own. All right. Now, as they get older, you're going to find that there are benefits to, yes, Google Classroom and to Seesaw. Okay. So you can actually integrate these two together, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. All right. Okay, so let's jump in. We're going to learn how to navigate Seesaws, view the calendar, assignments, how to create posts, and what does it look like when we're posting, the library, how do we share assignments, and how do we kind of respond to students and get those families connected, okay? And then at the end, I'm going to show you, if you're really interested, okay, I'm going to show you how to set up your own classroom, all right? And if you ever need to, rewatch it, navigate through it. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I would be happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, so let's get going. All right, so in here, this is the teacher's screen, okay? It's very, very, very similar to the student screen, okay? Only real big difference is, as you notice, this is Mona Lisa's, okay? She doesn't see the other classmates. Now, you can make it so that you can see everyone, so everyone can see other things, but I feel like in my classroom, I tend to only have kids work with their own, okay? All right, let's go back here. So what does this all look like? What is all this on our screen? All right, so first up, we're going to start at the top left corner. Over here are all of the classes, okay, that you have. So you can make a couple of classes and you can actually toggle between all of them, all right? So for example, I saved a couple from my last marking period because I always forget what my settings are, so I kind of go back in. But if that's not the case for you, what you can do is you can archive a class. So it cleans it up. You don't have to have all of the your classes there. Okay, so we're going to go into my class here. You can send home codes, okay, for, let's say you have, learners at home and they need to be able to get in. What you could do is you could send home a code for them to sign in. Or if you wanted to in your live, you can easily post how to get in as well, which I'll show later. Okay, so that's what that is. Next down, this is the live feed. Okay, this is the entire class, all right? Now you can see, so let's say if we just go into Andy's, okay, I can just see what's in his folder, okay? So that's that. Now, up at the top, so I'm going to click back into the class, the whole class, okay? Oh, so sorry, my computer's slow. Okay, there we are. Now, these two buttons here are two different views that you can see in your class. You can see a daily, all right, or you can see by calendar. Now, I like this because I can see where most kids are posting, Okay, I can see where I'm posting and all my students. Now, let's say I want to check out Mona. I want to see when is she posting? Is she posting or is she not? Okay, I can see that she posted 4 items on Monday. All right. You can check out the whole calendar. A lot of times kids will be like, I posted. Be like, well, let me go check. Oh, I see that you only posted 4 times. Maybe you didn't submit it. Okay. And that helps a little bit on the back end. All right. So let's go over on to the right hand side. What are all these buttons up here? So this one shows everything that's in the journal. Okay. We have activities. Now, when you assign activities, they will all come up in here. Okay. As I said, I am so sorry. Slow. There we are. Okay. So these are all the activities that I've assigned. Now, I will go in, promise you, on how to assign them. But for now, you can kind of see where they are. You have the inbox. Your inbox is where you get 2 different things. Okay. You get notifications on things that happen within your class. Okay. So notifications are right here. You are going to find that probably every time you go in, up by your name, you're going to have a number. That's your notifications. You can let that number keep going up if you want to, but a lot of times what I do is I just go into this little spot, I hit notifications, and I kind of clear out that number, just to kind of see how things are going. Okay. So sorry. Okay, so we're going to move on. Messages. So messages are if I'm sending a message to the entire class. Okay, so I can do a message to a class. Another one is I can send out family messages. Okay, or I can actually send it to a particular parent. So if you sign up the parents, you can also do that as well. Now, why is this awesome? Well, if you get the parents on board, you can send out like announcements, which are great. Okay. Now, skills and blog, I'm not going to be going over in this video, but just so you know, if you have the Seesaw Plus or the schools, you can set up skills and you can navigate the blog. Okay. Actually, I think the blog is available for the free as well. Okay. But I'm not going to be going into that. Let's go up back in here. The ad and the up here. So this little wrench right here, okay, these are your settings. This is where you set up and you can actually break your entire class down into what you would like it to be. Oh boy. Slow internet day. All right. Well, that's not going to go. So let's go into how do we use the plus button. Okay. So in the plus button, all right, you are able to do 3 different activities, okay, or options here. So to post into student work. Now this is the same as, we'll get into the class settings a little bit later. Sorry guys. Technology is one of those things. Okay. So if a student wants to post, or if you want to post, okay, to a student one of their journals. So what would I need to do? All right. So for a photo, so let's say, for example, you want students to, you have a word of the day, okay? So let's say you have similar. I don't know. Let's say the word is similar, and you want them to demonstrate that they know what the word similar is, okay? They could take a picture of it, okay? So let's say you wanted to take a picture, hi guys, of, let's say, a chart that you have in your classroom, and you want it to be in the actual, their folder, okay? You can go up and you could take a picture of the item, okay? So I'm going to file here. There we go. And we can post it in. So let's say I want it to be only in Andy's and Mona's. They would go only in those students' folders. Or you can actually post it to all folders. So I'm going to put in there. Folders. Okay, you can create a folder. So let's say I want to put in a new folder. This is going to be called, I don't know, sight words. And I don't, sight words. Sorry, guys. I know there's no words in there, but let's say I want them to be in the sight word thing. Okay, beautiful. All right, so that is in the one folder for that. Okay, so let's go in here. The drawing. This is where all of the students are going to be doing their assignments. Okay, now very simple when you get into this spot. So let's say I start at the top left. Obviously, this one is the garbage. They can start all over. Okay. I'm going to draw something here so we can kind of see this. Next one is the zoom. All right. They can zoom, they can navigate. So let's say that I am doing an activity that I need them to color in. Okay. And they're like, I can't get there. Well, they can zoom in and do small details. All right. And then you can click back. The next one is pretty cool tool. Now, there's a lot on this screen, right? Well, we can make it disappear so they can use the whole screen, okay? The last tool that they selected is the tool that they can use. Okay? Undo, redo, pretty simple on that, okay? Okay, so we have the text tool. Text tool is my class. Pretty simple, okay? Text, type. A lot of students are like, oh, I got to move it around. You got to click outside before you can move around or resize it to be in places, okay? You can change the style so it just looks a little different. We can put it to one side. I can take the, all different things. Order, so let's say I need it to be in back of something or in front of thing. Link, this is pretty neat. So you can link things. So for example, let's say you were sharing this to the class, okay, as in an activity. What you would do is, so let's say they had a choice board, okay, that they had to go and visit a zoo. Okay, so let's say you had the San Diego Zoo there. You tell them that they can go to the Bronx Zoo, they could go to the National Zoo. Okay, you can type those words out and link it to those zoos. Okay, so they could check them out. You can lock it so they can't move it. Okay, duplicate it and delete it. All right, so that's that. Microphone, very cool. You can have them record stuff. So let's say there's Spanish words and you need them to, say them. You have a math equation and you want to hear them. Say that. Record stuff. So let's say there's Spanish words and you need them to, all right. Say them. You have a math equation. So they can do that. Another thing that they can do, okay, so you can show, they can tell you how they've done things as well. Camera. They can take a photo, they can put it in. Another thing that they can do is they can take a picture of stuff, okay, which would be great. And they can insert that in there. Another thing with recording is, as they're recording, they can manipulate the screen as well. Shapes. So let's say they need to put a shape there. Okay, there we are. All right. They can put shapes. You can highlight stuff. So let's say I wanted that here, but I want the order to be behind it. Okay. I think I have a screen. There we go. Okay, move that there. Move it. Because I had a recording on here. Sorry. I just gotta move that over. Okay. You can put things under. All right. All right. Backgrounds. If for some reason you want to jazz it up or you need them to have lined paper. Okay. It's also helpful for when they're writing, just to be fun. Okay. Go back to here. All right, down here, I love this. So this is caption. Okay. A lot of times what happens is a lot can go on in the screen. What I tend to use for my classroom is that I'll have them answer questions. So I'll tell them to put it into the caption because what happens is it separates in the view from the picture on the top and the words will be on the bottom. So for example, I'm going to write this was an example how to use the drawing board. Up here it says a caption has been added. All right. Now, the tools on the bottom. You got to make sure, by the way, that you select the tool that you want in order to do it. So if you want to move something around, okay, you select that. To draw on, if you click it again, gives you different sizes, okay, and you have options, different colors, okay, which is very cool. Magic, you're going to find that the kids love the magic one because it's just fun. Highlight is great because it can go over. So let's say you need them to highlight a piece of text. They're like, please find supporting evidence of this. Please highlight it in the paragraph. There you go. Multiple pages. Okay. So let's say you have, I believe it's not available in the free version, but in the paid, you can do multiple pages, which is awesome. And you can have all of these activities on each page as well. Okay. And you just navigate by there. If you want, you can always bring that in. Draft. Draft is available for the plus and the paid. This just means that they can come back and work on it later. The plus is I need to hand it in. So I'm going to hand it in. All right. So I want to hand that in. I'm going to say I want to put it into clause. Okay. Say we want to put it under week 1. So you can tell at the top right here who it's been shared with. If this right here had, let's say, the everyone, you know that it's been everyone. Let's say, for example, that you don't want to just share with Claude. Okay, you can come down here, 3 dots. You have options. You can delete the item, edit the item, edit the people, the folders, date, copy, share, save, get the QR code to share with, and print. Okay, so students and you both have options on what they can do. So if they say, oh, I wasn't done, 3 dots, and they can go back in. Okay. All right, so other things in here real quick. Okay, you can make a video, they can upload. So let's say you have something in your Google Drive, you can easily add that. When you go in here, it says select from Google Drive or from computer, and you can upload it as well. You can add links. So for example, let's say you're doing a screencastify and you want to add it as a morning meeting, or you just want to go over a topic and you're like, hey, I'm going to go over this real quick, pop it into a folder, we'll be fine. And note, I always love the notes because once in a while I'll leave a note in a student's folder just telling them, hey, you're doing great, keep up the good work, little stuff like that. Okay, so as you can see that this is quite easy to navigate, but it's a lot, right? I know it is a lot. So I would suggest that although I'm kind of like going over a lot of this, you have to play around with it for a little bit to kind of get the feel of it. All right. Last thing before I get into how to, do an activity is I want to go over this right here. Okay. Now, When you get assignments in, okay, you can do a couple things. You can hit like. Now, I tend to tell my students, if you see that I've hit like, that means I've seen your work, okay? You can hit like because you like it. But for me, they know, hey, this means Mrs. Smith has seen this post, okay? Comments, very awesome. You can type a comment. This, oops, this is great. Okay, you can post that. Or if you're finding that, typing is a lot, you can also voice it. Great job. I'm so excited that you were able to figure out the tools. Okay, so they can actually hear it. Sometimes I'll use either one if it's just a quick comment, or if I need to go over something, I can go over it and say, hey, you know what, try to maybe redo this, or this is why. You can even tell them their assignments, like, hey, you got full points or whatever on there. All right. So that is that. Let's now look into how do we create an assignment. Okay, what is this library? All right. So I'm going to go into assign an activity. You have access to the entire library. Okay. Now, some of these I have created, and if you want to learn how to create an actual assignment, please visit my next video. Okay. Or if you just looking to go through. So let's say I want to go into third grade. I want to look up history. Okay. I can look through. All right. I can also hit all. All right. So let's say, oh, excuse me. Oh, those are my library. Sorry. Let's go into community. Let's find more. There we are. Okay. Third grade history. Okay. So Seesaw ambassadors have the option of being able to post an activity. Okay. Now, I've posted a couple activities. Now, what happens is they have to get approved, but there are, let me tell you, so much in here. You can scroll through, you can look up, certain activities. So let's say we want to look up, oh my heavens. Oh, there we go. Exploring Egyptian gods. You want to go through it, and you can actually navigate it. It says listen to the link, attach the reading gods, then clear. Okay, click on this, and you're like, you know what? I really like this. This is an activity. I can see what they're gonna do. Okay. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go into assign. Okay. Um, oh, another thing, by the way, the heart links it into your says been saved into your library. Okay. So let's say I want to assign this to a class. You're like, I think this is perfect. I'm going to go into here. Now, what I would highly suggest is you put it into a folder. Okay. Now, I didn't show you yet, but I'm going to go back in and I'll show you all the folders. Okay. So let's say you're into it's a history folder. So let's put history. All right. There we go. Students, perfect. Going into that. Click on it. Says it's going to 5 students in one folder. Now, if you have the plus, you can schedule this to come through, or you just hit assign. Okay. Now, the library has tons of stuff. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll have related activities as well. Okay. So let's go back to the class. Let's see. So this is, we're now in activities. Okay. Activities shows all the ones I have assigned. Okay. Here we are. I can tell how many have responded, how many are waiting approval. Okay, so what I can do is I can set up Seesaw to be, they don't need approval or they need approval. Okay, drafts, because I have the plus, I can see how many are, still working and not responding. Okay, so let's look down here and let's find an activity where kids have responded. Here we go. So let's go into here. I can click on here and I can see all the students that have completed it and not completed it. Okay, so let's say I go into here. I can actually post through. I can add comments. Okay, next post and just go through. Okay, there we are. So pretty simple. All right, now back to wait a minute. What was all these folders? Well, if you go into the folders, you can see what is assignment is in each folder. Okay, so assign to class. Let's see, what was in sight words? Nothing. I didn't assign anything into that folder. Did I assign anything in week one? Week one, I assigned all of these assignments. Okay, so I can see that. In your journal, students can also see in their folders. Okay, so if Andy, oh, it's gonna go slow, can go peek into his folders to find things. So, for example, he can't find it on his feed and he's like, I can't find it. Just tell him, listen, go into your folders. Okay, it's right next to your name and click under that word. Okay, sight words or something like that. Oh, I feel like should have that Jeopardy. All right. I should have a joke here, but I don't have a joke. I'm so sorry. All right, so normally what would come up is you would be able to see the folders and he would be able to click on it. He would be able to click on and see what is in his. So let's actually go over. We'll check out the students. What does it look like? So activities, okay? So let's say they want to see what's in their journal. Okay, so this is everything in their journal. Okay, we can see that there's 3 items in week 1. Okay, that posted. All right, we go into my activities. I want to see, okay, let's see if in history, okay, I have this up here, waiting for response, tells me I still need to do it. Now done, I can check into history. Oh, nope, I still need to do it. Okay, so that tells you what you still need to work on, which is great and helpful. Okay. Inbox, notifications. These are all the things that are happening. Okay. So you can see them as well. That's how you clear them out, by the way. You just click them, see the number at the top. It just tells you what's going on, that you have stuff to do. All right. So let's click back over here. Okay. I think that is pretty much it on how to kind of like manipulate, okay, all the different features and what you can do. And the last thing I have is how to connect with parents, okay? And then I'll get into how to like set this all up so you can actually start playing around. So you can invite families, okay? What you can do is you can print invites or you share a link, and what they'll do is they'll click on it, okay? Mona Lisa, I connected with that one, so I'm going to show you what it looks like for that. Okay, so this is a parent view. So in here, in their journals, they can toggle back and forth between if they have one child or another. Okay. Home. So right now in hers, I can see everything that's been posted, which is awesome. So they can kind of keep up on, you know, what's happening. Inbox, once you send one message to them, it opens a conversation back and forth. Okay, so I posted just to kind of get things going. You could even say like, welcome to our class. If you have any questions, you can send them here. Okay, so I'm able to have a conversation back and forth. You can send updates saying, hey, to one person, a parent saying this person didn't do this, please make sure they're doing it. You can remind them of, events coming up, all sorts of stuff. So let's go back in here. Okay. All right. It's a lot to take in. I understand. Okay. But how can you play around? In the settings, okay, I'm going to go through. There we go. Now, if you're brand new, all right, it's going to come up as slightly different. It's going to ask you to kind of break down, okay? Class name, grade level, teacher managers, okay? It is possible to have another teacher, your color, your icon, which, by the way, if you don't like the icons, you can come up with your own. Sign in mode. All right. So these are different ways to get in, okay? Class code one-to-one device. I tend to use this one a little bit more often, okay? We have also Google email. This only allows them to get in, okay? Um, just be aware that some of them allow kids to see in different modes. Okay, so it says this one is class code shared device. So for example, they'll get a QR code and they'll be able to scan in, okay, and they pick their name. All right. This one is if they have a device and you can use the code. Okay, so students sign in to your class using class code, or it's a QR code, and choose their name from a list. Okay, it has never been a problem in my classroom. All right. If you are okay with this, you just tell the students, please don't click into another person's name. But that's that. The next one, oh, excuse me. The first one is they literally are just posting, to their name. All right. The last one is they just go straight into theirs with their email. Okay, there's no choosing at all. All right. All right. Manage students. So you can go in and you can, enter their information. If they're signing with Google, it will automatically come in with all their stuff. Okay. Home learning codes. So if you can't reach a child, you can send their information so they can join in. Likes and dislikes. All right. So here, student likes and like. Okay, enable student likes. I find it's okay for students to be able to like their thing. Enable comments. New comments required. This is up to you. Okay. If you want to, you can turn it on or you can turn it off. I turn it off because I get so many posts and I can kind of keep up on it. But if you want, turn it on. Students can see each other's work. That is a preference for you. Okay. Because in middle school, I feel that students are very, shy about their artwork. I don't share. Okay. But in another class, you might. New items need approval. This is an easy way of noticing when things are coming in. You can approve it. So I would suggest that maybe you turn it on. At the end of the day, all you have to do is just hit approval and it'll come in, okay? And the kids will know things are being handed in because they'll say pending approval, all right? Item editing. I allow them to edit their stuff, allows heads who are tagged to post. I don't really tag anyone, so it can be on or off. Student example. Okay. So what this means is that you can actually put this in. Okay. So you see in the background right here, it said student example. I can go in and pretend to be this sample student and post things to it. Okay. This can be kind of helpful for when you have a student that's not understanding. And let's say you're making a video. So you can go into the student example, make the video, and it won't affect their stuff. Okay, family access, turn on. You can invite parents and manage families, pending approvals. So great, there's no pending approvals. Great. Family dislikes, you can turn on. Enable family likes, so if they want them, they can hit like on them. Family comments, youth approval. I would highly suggest that you put, like, if you feel comfortable, you can turn this off. parents can post whatever they want, and then the students will be able to see it on their uh, in their journal. But if you are a little wary and you want to make sure that all comments are appropriate, put that down. All right, let's keep going down. What else is here? Folders. Okay, so folders management. All right. Here you can add, now as you saw throughout the video, I could continuously add folders. You can add all your folders. You can continuously adding more. What I tend to do is I'll do a different week. So let's say I'll say week 1, I'll post all the things in there. Or if I have a certain thing that they're going over, so for example, if they're doing like an explore and learn where they're learning about something, I might put the assignments on there. So this, you should change to be students and teachers. So every time a student posts something or you post something, okay, it's going to prompt you to say, what folder do you want this to go in? Okay. I find that this is very easy. So if I'm looking into, let's say we're working in week 1, I can say, hey, it's supposed to be in your week 1. I don't see it. Okay. It takes a little time for kids to get used to, putting them into the folders. A lot of times they're just asking me, what folder am I supposed to put it in? And you can go, if they put in the wrong one, you can edit it and put it in the correct one. All right. There we go. Oh, and by the way, remember how I said you can archive it? There it is. And save to camera roll. I have a lot on my camera roll, so I don't save to that. All right. So that is all of this. Now I'm going to show you one more thing. And I think that will be it for this. Create a new class. All right, so this is where you can import from Google Classroom, okay? So if you have a Google Classroom already signed, made up, okay? What you would do is you click on this. Now, I have a test class. Not many kids in there. Oh. Let's say they're 6th grade. Okay. I'll be able to bring in all of those students. Okay, so I actually had our teacher help me out here to be in a test class. So it brings in all of the students in already. Okay, so all they'll have to do is type in, Seesaw, seesaw.me. Okay, that's their email. Okay, and goes so fast. What you would do is they'd sign in as, I'm going to log out. Actually, you know what I can do? You'll come through here. I'm a student, okay? You'll be able to have them log in with Google Classroom, and it'll open straight into their new classroom, okay? If for some reason it's not working, what you can do is you can actually take them out of class and put them back in, all right? But just be aware, if you do that, all of their work will go, okay? Last but not least, I do want you to be aware, if you do have Facebook, okay, you can go to Seesaw Teachers, okay, and you can join, and there are tons and tons of ideas, and people share things all the time. And if you have a question, let me tell you, I've used it a whole bunch of times to just ask a question saying, hey, does anyone have an activity here? And they might share it because you might not find something there. Or, hey, does anyone have any ideas, for this? Okay. All right. So let's kind of go back over what we just think. It says how to navigate Seesaw. Went through, we talked about all the different parts of Seesaw and what you can use, how to do the calendar, viewing assignments, how the kids can select the different folders to see what's in working and not working, how to create a post, the library, okay, how to assign work, all right, responding to students, connecting families, and to upload to Google. Oh, that was the last one. I totally forgot. It's one of the most important ones. Okay. This, by the way, is a new update. Um, One of the things that the Seesaw community asked for was that a lot of times what happens is that students would be told to go into Seesaw and they couldn't find the activity. So, what Seesaw did is so they were able to create what's called a shareable link. Okay, I'm going to close out these. Hopefully, this will help my computer go a lot faster. There we are. Okay, so if you go in here, you can get student link. Okay, and with that student link, you can post it into your Google Classroom. Okay, say like for example, I'm going to be using this in my classroom. Not all my assignments are in Seesaw because some assignments I'm using with Google Classroom. I could say, hey, today your assignment is in Seesaw. Please click on the link in order to get there. Okay. When they click on the link, they'll be able to get into their Seesaw. Okay. So for example, let me go into let's go into the piano. This one. Okay. Okay. It will prompt me to sign in and then I'll be able to go in. So I'm a student. This account is not LinkedIn, but you'll be able to get in. Okay. Let's see. I think that might be it, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, please let me know. Okay. If you are interested in learning about the skills, how to incorporate the blog, um, and how to create your own activity, please check out my next video. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to, reach out to me. I can help you with a couple of things, okay? And definitely go back, open up your own Seesaw, play with everything, okay? It may be overwhelming for you, but believe it or not, my students picked it up so fast. My daughters, who are using it, and they're last year they were in first grade and second grade, and it, they were able to tell me things that I was like, oh wow, look at that, I didn't even have to show you how to do that because you already kind of picked it up fast. All right, well, thank you so much,